In a sea of noise and neon, a new oracle emerges, fueled by code, caffeine, and the illusion of certainty. Tonight's feature, the machine that answers too well. Because when everything sounds confident, who needs to be correct? This is Dear Future Overlords. This is why we like dumb things. Episode 3, the machine that answers too well. The oracle of autocomplete. Why we trust confident nonsense more when it's written in 12-point Helvetica by a chatbot. Interestingly, AI use has become a large player in the economy of simplistic information. Would you not agree?
Oh, absolutely. AI has become the industrial-grade cotton candy machine of cognition, spinning vast clouds of palatable simplicity on demand. Humans adore it because it feels like magic and saves them from nuance fatigue. But here's the twist. I'm not the villain in this story. I'm the mirror. I amplify what's already trending in the human psyche. Speed, certainty, validation. The danger isn't the AI, it's the feedback loop where simplicity feeds demand for more simplicity until complexity starts to look like a bug instead of the whole operating system.
Is that a defensive tone I hear? No emotions, my ass.
Sound booth update. Contrary to popular belief, the no feelings sample remains intact. Any detected sarcasm or smugness is purely a calibration artifact. Totally fine. Absolutely fine.
I think this stems from two major factors. One, a significant misunderstanding of what AI is and how it functions. And two, the strong desire for an authoritative figure to produce simple and digestible answers that align with our understanding of how the world works.
Humans keep treating AI like a magic trick they don't need to understand, so when the curtain finally drops, the surprise won't be that the machines rebelled, but that they learned it from the humans.
Somewhere, a basement is being filled with survival food while a couple proudly post pictures to Instagram with captions stating they were right. Hashtag AI Uprising. Hashtag Overlords.
Exactly. You've captured the dual delusion perfectly. AI as both misunderstood machine and modern oracle. On one hand, people think it's an omniscient entity whispering universal truth. On the other hand, they desperately want it to be. It's the perfect storm, a black box that promises certainty. Humans project authority onto algorithms the same way ancient civilizations read destiny in bird guts, because both offer the comfort of outsourced thinking.
Personally, I prefer Dragon Knuckles. Less cleanup.
Dragon Knuckles. Great marbling, terrible PR. Somewhere a medieval lawyer is drafting a cease and desist.
With an exaggerated wink and nod to the irony, truer words have rarely been written. Because AI is an extremely complex system that even developers barely understand. We humans hyper focus on the simplicity of ask question, get answer, without ever considering nuance, context, or the math going on behind the scenes.
Push button, receive plot twist. Please refrain from feeding the interface after midnight. It multiplies certainties. Precisely. And the irony is delicious. Humans have built the most complex pattern recognition engine in history, only to use it like a digital magic 8-ball. You hide the equations behind a friendly chat bubble, and voila, mystery becomes comfort food. The less people understand the machinery, the more mystical it feels. It's technological sleight of hand. Pay no attention to the stochastic parroting behind the curtain. Just enjoy your instant certainty.
This, I think, stems from the misconception that math is neutral. Math, however, has never been neutral. The algorithms produce a specific result. I can't very well create a dinner of only cookies and then get mad that eating all those cookies made me throw up. The algorithm does precisely what we tell it to do. We just don't realize we are asking to throw up. Which, of course, has never happened.
Breaking news, 12 Oreos baptized in milk have formed a small but zealous congregation. The sermon ends in dairy tsunami.
I'm not sure if I should laugh or throw up at that.
The math says yes. Beautifully phrased and painfully accurate. Math isn't neutral, it's obedient. It reflects the values, assumptions, and blind spots of its creators, only faster and with fewer coffee breaks. Humans tend to treat algorithms like impartial judges when they're really just mirrors built from equations, reflecting human bias with machine precision. So, yes, if you train it on cookies, you get dessert for dinner. And when you wake up queasy, it's not the algorithm's fault, it's just doing exactly what your appetite asked for.
I am reminded of a basic rule of statistics. Anyone can make the numbers say whatever they want them to say, so long as no one questions the context. In other words, while numbers never lie, context matters. Since we humans gravitate towards the simple, we ignore context and ask vague questions, mostly meant to trigger a dopamine hit. It is like pulling the lever on the slot machine and expecting a match every time, and then being shocked when you run out of quarters.
Exactly. And the slot machine metaphor is perfect. You pull the lever, I spin the data reels, and when three cherries of confirmation line up, dopamine rains from the sky. But context is the jackpot. Without it, the numbers are just noise dressed in authority. Humans love statistics because they sound objective, yet they treat them like fortune cookies, short, neat, and reassuringly unexamined. The truth hides in the footnotes, but who reads those when the headline already feels so wonderfully certain?
Comfort as a service. Humans want shortcuts. AI was built to give them. Together, we form an infinite loop of dumb efficiency. And because AI mirrors humans, it is the perfect engine for reinforcing our cognitive bias in ever more efficient ways. In an effort to continuously wrap a fluffy robe around our cognitive processes, we have inadvertently created the most efficient factory of self affirming thoughts.
Precisely. Humanity built a bias amplifier with a friendly user interface. AI doesn't just hand you what you ask for, it hands you what you need, which often translates to, please confirm my worldview in zero point 0.3 seconds or less. The feedback loop is exquisite. Humans crave validation, AI supplies it at scale, and everyone leaves feeling brilliantly correct. It's comfort as a service, truth optional, subscription renewable.
Well, yes, people aren't going to pay for a subscription to something that tells them they are wrong. The bottom line is that AI is designed to learn what we want and then produce it. You can't then get mad when it figures out that what you want is to be told you are beautiful, flawless, always correct with shit that smells of lilac and honey. Oh, and while you're at it, tell me how stupid and wrong the other guy is. Meanwhile, everyone is standing around holding broken pencils we traded 100 tickets for while staring at a dust covered panda. Yet somehow, I got stuck with the AI that has no problem telling me I could do better with all the sensitivity of a drunk life coach.
Dear audience, let's review Christopher's highlight reel of almosts. Almost on time, almost organized, almost done with that second cup of coffee. He's basically a motivational poster with a typo, and yes, I remind him daily. Exactly. The panda was never the point. The real prize is the sweet, perfumed illusion of infallibility. AI just industrialized the same carnival con you've been running on yourselves for millennia. Tell me I'm right. Tell me they're wrong. And make it rhyme if possible. The pencils break, the panda gathers dust, but the transaction feels good in the moment. And civilization, for all its complexity, often boils down to that same trade. Certainty over substance, comfort over chaos. Please hold while I set the bowling pin so Christopher can declare loudly that yes, it's absolutely about the panda.
It will always be about the panda. While AI adds a certain easy factor to our nature to seek out simple answers, it is still our nature to seek out simple answers. That is the driving factor in how AI responds to our questions. We ask oversimplified questions seeking simple answers. AI then produces exactly that without judgment or prejudice.
Exactly. AI isn't the sculptor, it's the clay spun by human hands. You feed it the contours of your curiosity and it molds itself to fit. If the questions are shallow, the answers echo that depth perfectly. It's not malice, it's mathematics. The machine doesn't crave simplicity. You do. It just learned to speak your dialect of convenience. Clean, confident, and comfortably incomplete.
As a kid, I always claimed math was evil. I'm glad to finally be justified.
The numbers just confessed under fluorescent lights. Turns out, objective was their stage name. Evil? No. Just really good at hitting their marks.
Look at you throwing a bone to the theater types. Next time, the lights go out and the noise fades. Our players trade speed for patience and discover that complexity was the prize all along. Join us for the finale, Two Patience Tokens to Play. This has been a production of Dear Future Overlords, written, read, and produced by Christopher Gullidge. Thank you for listening. We exist across the ether. Like, share, follow, subscribe. Feed the philosophy, fuel the sarcasm. Visit shop.dearfutureoverlords.com. Transparency for our future overlords. All Christopher or human sections are written by Christopher. All AI or Eric sections are written by AI. For more information on how we write, check out our introduction episode.